We believe we're on track to win this election.
This is a fraud on the American public. Frankly, we did win this election.
But votes are still coming in now on GMU at 6. The election results from the presidential race and Utah's biggest contest.
And possible intimidation at a Salt Lake County polling site. Hear how close these armed men with rifles came to the polls.
From ABC4 News, your local election headquarters.
Good morning, Utah. I'm Sarah Martin.
And I'm Brian Carlson. The time is 6 o'clock on this Wednesday.
We begin with the latest results from the presidential race. Votes are still pouring in this morning. Ballots are still being counted. The presidential race has not been called. But here's a look at our electoral map. So Biden right now, Joe Biden, 238 electoral college votes. Trump with 213 votes. 270 is that magic number both are looking for. Here's a look at the map this morning. We can see some of our key battleground states. Those numbers are shifting rapidly, and the race, again, too close to call nationally.
Now here in Utah, President Donald Trump appears to carry our state yet again. Preliminary results show President Trump is beating former Vice President Joe Biden 58 to 38%, which means he picks up all of Utah's 6 electoral votes. We had in Utah 1.2 million people voting here in our state, the most ever to vote in a presidential election.
All right, let's break down the votes across the country. A look at states either candidate will have to take for those 270 electoral votes. ABC's Faith Abube watching the race from Washington.
Overnight, former Vice President Joe Biden in Wilmington, Delaware, energizing a car rally of supporters.
We believe we're on track to win this election.
Biden so far performing as expected as the vote counts roll in across the country.
And it ain't over till every vote is counted. Every ballot is counted. But we're feeling good. We're feeling good about where we are.
The former vice president boosted by wins in traditional Democratic strongholds and the Pacific West Coast, taking California, Oregon, and Washington. And in a surprise outcome, Biden now leading in Arizona.
The state of Florida and his 29 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump.
Trump winning the biggest prize so far, taking all of Florida's 29 electoral votes and performing well in rural areas. But as votes are still being counted, Trump in an early morning speech falsely claiming he won the race.
This is a fraud on the American public. Frankly, we did win this election.
The president also heading to social media and Twitter slapping a warning label on his tweet after he wrote in part, "We're up big, but they're trying to steal the election." Right now, the cliffhanger appears to be in the Rust Belt states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, key battlegrounds that could decide who wins the White House. Wisconsin officials telling ABC News they expect statewide results as early as today. With votes cast and nothing else to help the race, thousands of anxious voters gathering in D.C.'s Black Lives Matter Plaza as the nation waits for final results. So far, it appears young people did not turn out to vote as expected. National exit polls suggesting that 18 to 29-year-olds make up the same percentage of the electorate as they did back in 2016. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
All right, thank you, Faith. Now here in Utah, our state's most contested race for the 4th Congressional District remains too close to call. ABC4's Jared Giacchini joins us in studio with the results. Jared.
Brian, we're still tracking this race. It's the most expensive race between incumbent Ben McAdams and Republican challenger Burgess Owens. Now, it's within 9,000 votes, too close to call. At last check, 64% of ballots are counted in Salt Lake County. McAdams has about 50% of the vote. Owens, 46%. Now, the outcome of this race could impact the partisan control of the United States House of Representatives. Right now, all 435 seats in the House are up for election. Democrats have a majority over Republicans. Republican challenger Burgess Owens has again 40% of Salt Lake County's vote this morning. Owens, who is new to the Utah political field, says he'll work to stop human trafficking and keep funding for police. McAdams has campaigned he will prioritize accessible health care and affordable prescription drugs. Now, take a listen to what the candidates had to say prior to Election Day about how they'll fight for Utahns in Washington.
We love this country. We want to be part of healing it, of fixing it. And that's something that I want to do as a member of Congress, is to be a healing voice, to be somebody who recognizes that there's good ideas and good people on both sides of the aisle.
I'm excited about what we've done so far. And I would say this more importantly, I've had a chance to know Utahns in a way that I just didn't know before, all the way down from Juab, St. Pete, all the way up to north, and it's a very unique, diverse culture.
Campaign records indicate more than $20 million has been spent, making it the most money spent on TV ads in the District 4 congressional race. Officials say a majority of that money has been spent on negative ads. Again, the race this morning still too close to call. McAdams narrowly won this race back in 2018 with about 700 votes, Brian. And again, as we can see, it continues to be a tight race this morning. Sarah.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Jared. We appreciate your coverage. Utah will have a new governor. We're one of 11 states choosing a new governor. Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox looks like he will take that seat. He has 64% of the vote. His opponent, Democrat Chris Peterson, has conceded with 31% of the vote. And let's take a look at Utah's other congressional races. In District 1, the Associated Press has declared Republican Blake Moore the winner over Democratic challenger Darren Perry. They are replacing, I should say, Blake Moore replacing retiring Rob Bishop with 68% of that vote. In the 2nd District, Republican incumbent Chris Stewart appears to have won another term, easily overtaking Cale Weston. Here, Chris Stewart with 62% of the vote. Same story in District 3. Republican incumbent John Curtis cruising past Democrat Devin Thorpe. Curtis 69% of the vote. Devin Thorpe 27% of the vote. Salt Lake County saw a historic voter turnout on Election Day, but ABC4's Jason Wynn saw things get heated just before those polls closed.
Salt Lake County Clerk Sherry Swenson says she's never seen something like this in the 30 years that she's been in office. She says it may be a case of voter intimidation and they'll have to investigate this.
Hey guys, Jason Wynn with Channel 4 here.
Just before 7:30, these two men walked by the Salt Lake County government building near 21st South and State Street. One man, armed with a rifle and handgun, had nothing to say when asked why he was walking in between a voter drop box and a polling location.
You're less than 150 feet away from people voting. Don't you think this is voter intimidation at all? Do you guys think you're voter intimidating people? What's your name, sir?
Passing Through. Passing Through says law enforcement told them they could walk through the polling area. Salt Lake County deputies tell me that's not true and tried to find the men.
I asked our legal counsel about it, and he said someone would need to file a police report, and then they would investigate it.
As the county investigates this, voting is the next big thing, and they expect to release more votes come Wednesday afternoon. I'm Jason Wynn in Salt Lake County, ABC4 News.
Our thanks to Jason there for that reporting. As far as we know, that was the only incident at a polling location. Here with me to talk about historic voter turnout at those polls yesterday, Director of Elections Justin Lee, back with us this morning. Justin, congratulations to you and your staff for a smooth election day yesterday. How are you doing this morning?
Doing really well, and thank you for that. It really was about as smooth as the election could go.
Absolutely. So can I get an update from you? Where are we in those ballots this morning? 1.2 million voters as of 5 p.m. yesterday. It doesn't look like we'll get another update until later this afternoon.
That's right. That's the number of ballots that we know have been sent in that the county clerks are processing. But we know there's tens of thousands more ballots to come in that came in yesterday. So the good thing about today is we'll release more results at 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. We'll know where some of these races stand. And we'll also get the number of outstanding ballots that the counties have in hand to give us an idea of how much more we have to count in the next few days and a couple of weeks.
Can you define outstanding ballots for me? What does that mean?
So those are ballots that were put in the mail and postmarked on Monday and the counties have received. And also all of those ballots that were put in drop boxes yesterday, dropped off at county clerks' offices, and those ballots that will come in the mail today and perhaps even tomorrow.
Got it. Okay, so those ballots that have made the postmark deadline but might take a couple days to trickle their way into your hands.
That's exactly right. So the counties have those ballots and are still receiving those ballots. The great thing is, we released more than 1 million votes last night. To put that in comparison, we released more votes last night than we released in 2012 total, and we're knocking on the door of as many as we already released in 2016 for the full election cycle.
Right. Can I ask you about a timeline for counting those votes? Utah has been doing vote by mail for a long time. We are not new to this process. National rhetoric overnight was putting some pressure on how long you guys have to count these votes. What's the rules here?
So the rules are pretty simple. From the election official's perspective, nothing is ever official on election night. We don't call races. We take the full amount of time we need to count every single ballot, because that's what's most important, is that every single voter's ballot gets counted. So the counties have between days to certify those elections. If they need that full 14 days, they take it to count those ballots. Then once we get to the 17th of November, we'll have the full set of results from the counties, and that all gets sent up to the state to aggregate and declare winners for statewide and multi-county races.
Justin, we just had a quick blip on your audio. Can you repeat again the date of that deadline?
Yeah, absolutely. So November 17th is the deadline for the counties to finish their job of counting the ballots.
Perfect. November 17th. We'll be drilling that number, I'm sure, over the next couple of weeks. It's really hard to kind of tear our attention away from this election as it is still happening. Those votes are still being counted. But already I'm sure you're seeing some lessons moving forward. This huge voter turnout, do you feel like there are any lessons to take here for elections in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the lessons is that we can have big voter turnout and we can get a lot of results in before Election Day. Utahns really came through for us on this election. We asked them to avoid the polls. We asked voters to send those ballots in early with the COVID numbers spiking, and they did that. So we released more results than we ever have, and that's a great thing. So I think we can work on messaging in the future, and we can get even more drop boxes out there for voters to use. But this really shows that vote by mail works, and it works well in Utah.
Perfect. Director of Elections, Justin Lee, I'm sure we'll be talking with you soon in the future. Justin, thanks so much for making time with us. Hope you get a nap today. I'm sure you've had a long night.
Thank you.
All right, we'll give it to Erica Martin now for a look at our weather.
All right, Sarah, so we're tracking clearing skies, and yes, the weather ball is still red, so still warm days ahead for today, tomorrow, and Friday. So take full advantage. The breezes are calming down. We really have a great day on tap. Area of high pressure is keeping our atmosphere stable or fair weather. We do have some concerns as far as surface smoke goes for parts of Washington County, Bear Lake County, and Lincoln County farther north. So guys, just keep this in mind. Overall, though, conditions look really good as far as air quality is concerned, but you are seeing some light grays there, and for parts of Washington County, even kind of entering that moderate zone smack dab in the middle of the county. However, smack dab across our entire forecast region, lots of sunshine. Look at all these sunny icons. We're seeing 60s and 70s and even some 80s farther south. Look at these ideal temperatures for today. Again, take advantage. We have big changes on the way just in time for this upcoming weekend as temperatures start to nosedive behind a cold front. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Erica. 6:12 now. Let's check on that morning commute. I-15, 3600 south in Riverdale. We do have a lot of backups here because UDOT reporting 2 lanes are closed in Weber and Davis County. So we're seeing backups here from Riverdale Road to Center Street in Clearfield. So that's pretty significant, at least 15-minute delay for your morning drive. If you're headed southbound on I-15, choose another route this morning. Give yourself a lot of extra time.
Coming up on GMU, history made in Utah. See what voters decided on Amendment C involving slavery on our Constitution. And we continue to wait to learn who will be the next president of the United States. One of our local political experts breaks down the presidential results and our big Utah races a little later this hour.
Good Wednesday morning. A live look outside. St. George looking absolutely gorgeous. First light is at 6:35 a.m. and sunrise officially at 7:02 a.m. So we are liking our forecast for today because we have clearing skies and lots of sunshine in the forecast. Here's a look at our radar infrared blend here. This is our loop, and notice how we're not seeing too much going on. These gray clouds here denotes those lower level clouds with everything mixing out. We have to wait for all that sunshine to come out to go ahead and dry things up or evaporate, or what we call mix out the atmosphere, and that'll allow for plenty of sunshine, and the winds are calm. We're seeing a few cold high clouds moving through parts of southwestern Wyoming, southeastern Idaho, but these are also going to mix out as the day progresses. This area of high pressure is really keeping everything, I'd say, in check, if you will, with really comfortable temperatures to start the day. Yay, Logan, you're at the freezing mark. You were just above the freezing mark about 30 minutes ago. That's okay. You're at 32. You dipped a little bit, Elko and Ely. That's to be expected because we are seeing those clearing skies. Price currently at 39 degrees. Provo 44. Salt Lake City 43 degrees. St. George 51. Cedar City seeing 30s. Rock Springs upper 30s for you. Vernal low 40s. And Moab 36 degrees right now. So as far as air quality goes, we are seeing a little bit of an issue for parts of Washington County. So you can see here in this gray and this yellow tone. Also parts of Bear Lake County and Lincoln County seeing some light grays there. So from Idaho to Wyoming to Nevada and Utah, I've got you covered as far as surface smoke goes. And this is where we're seeing those pockets or those small issues as far as surface smoke goes. Forecasted high temperatures for today. Let me see. Sunglasses all day long because you are going to see plenty of sunshine for today. Rush Valley 70, Eagle Mountain 69, Malad City 71, Park City 64 for you. Gunnison 73, West Valley City 70. Look at all these really nice temperatures above normal highs, lots of sunshine. Hanksville 71. I'd say it's a pretty great day out there. 63 for Bryce Canyon and Panguitch 69 degrees. A quick look at what we have in store. I will tease you and leave you with this. We have a winter storm on the way. Details coming up. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Erica. Here's a look at our morning drive. I-15, this is 36 south in Riverdale. You can see we've got some significant backups going I-15 southbound here. There are 2 lanes closed in Weber and Davis County. You're seeing congestion here. UDOT reporting congestion southbound I-15 from Riverdale Road all the way to Center Street in Clearfield. This is going to be a 15-minute plus delay, so do choose another route. Give yourself some extra time if you're headed southbound on I-15 through Weber and Davis counties this morning.
And let's update you on the preliminary election results for the amendments on Utah's ballot. Amendment A makes language in the state constitution about being gender neutral. It appears to pass here by 17 or 16 points. Amendment B, dealing with lawmaker eligibility, that looks to pass in a landslide with 80% of the vote. Now to Amendment C. This one seeks to remove all references to slavery from the state constitution, and this was on the ballot because ABC4 News brought the issue to the attention of state lawmakers. So before we show you how Utah voted, let's hear from ABC4's Nicole Newman on what it means for Utah.
Utahns having a chance to make history by abolishing this language from its constitution, possibly becoming the second state to do so. Colorado, of course, being the first when they did so back in 2018. Now, this ballot measure would repeal the exception, referred to as an exception clause for criminal punishment. A yes vote will support removing the language, while a no vote opposes the removal of it. This measure does have bipartisan support. The bill to put Amendment C on the ballot passed the legislature unanimously and has already been signed by Governor Gary Herbert.
We have a sorry history of slavery in this country, and that's African Americans who were taken into a condition of slavery having done nothing wrong. And to say that a prisoner who is duly confined is also a slave, I think is to conflate 2 very different things.
To put some momentum behind removing this language from the state's constitution, a bipartisan group called the Utah Coalition to Abolish Slavery was formed. Members include the ACLU of Utah, as well as Action Utah, and several black sororities and fraternities. In Salt Lake City, Nicole Newman, ABC4 News.
All right, thank you, Nicole. So here are the results on Amendment C. The amendment passed in large margin, 81 to 19%. It marks a majority moment in Utah's history and as well in the United States.
Let's keep going on that long list of Utah amendments. We've voted for Amendment D. So that would revise local water use, how cities can provide water. It's passed 61 to 38%. Amendment E is now a constitutional right to hunt and fish in Utah. That passed 74% to 25%. Amendment F impacts the legislative session start date. That one passed with nearly 67% of the vote. And Amendment G passed. This is a big one for education. Your income taxes used to be earmarked for public and higher ed. Now with Amendment G, your income taxes can also be used for children and for people with disabilities. It passed with 53% of the vote. This was the closest margin of error among the amendment races. Certainly a hotly debated issue in education and disability advocate circles.
6:31's the time. Up next on GMU, the Navajo Nation closely watching the U.S. election. Hear what they hope happens after all those ballots are counted. And Utah's Attorney General seat up for grabs. We've got the results and other Utah races after the break. And here's a live look outside. That is our Salt Lake County polling locations, where outside seems very calm this morning. But inside, you have people making sure those ballots are processed. Good Morning Utah returns after this.
Time now for your weather on the 4s.
Good Wednesday morning. I hope you're all having a great start to this gorgeous day. Look at these clear skies. We're definitely seeing a clearing on our infrared radar loop. The weather ball is red. Warm days ahead, at least for the next couple of days. Big changes by the weekend. I'm telling you, get on out there and promise me you're going to take in that sunshine and these really great temperatures. This is what we have on the way. Area of high pressure, bye-bye. We are tracking that Pacific Northwest low. Here is a deal. It's going to dip on down from, well, the Aleutian Islands. That's where they come from, but it's going to mature over the Pacific Northwest, and that's very important, especially that timing, because it's going to tap into a lot of precip come Saturday and Sunday. Additionally, we will be behind a cold front, so we go from 80s, 70s, 60s today to, oh, I don't know, 50s, 40s, 30s, overnight lows in the teens and 20s. So get ready for a big change. In the meantime, enjoy the sunny skies and these nice warm highs. Back to you.
All right, will do. It starts to rhyme right there, Erica. Let's see what you got for your morning drive. If you're headed out the door this morning in Riverdale through Clearfield, you're going to have some heavy traffic to deal with. Now, there's a couple lanes blocked off right there when you get into Clearfield, but that's causing backups all the way to Riverdale. So congestion here, at least 2 lanes, and it will be this way for another half an hour. Give yourself extra time headed southbound there on I-15.
Back to our election coverage. Tribal members on the Native American reservation in San Juan County also participated in the Navajo Nation election yesterday. President Jonathan Nez says residents face a number of challenges and barriers when it comes to voting. Lots of people there do not have home mail delivery. They have to travel far distances to post offices or to the polls to vote. But he says their voter turnout numbers look great this year.
We're going to break numbers here. To see this many Navajos engage in the political process makes me proud to be the Navajo Nation president as well as a U.S. citizen.
President Nez says the issues at top of mind for tribal members are the COVID-19 pandemic and economic recovery. They're hoping for a presidential administration that will protect sacred sites from resource extraction, improve health care services, and meet infrastructure needs.
And checking on the race for Utah Attorney General, incumbent Sean Reyes has now defeated Democratic challenger Greg Skordas. Sean Reyes got 61% of the vote, Skordas 34%, and he has already conceded. Now, Reyes has been serving in our state's Attorney General's office since 2013. Skordas, a well-known attorney in the Salt Lake area, has been practicing since 1982. We caught up with Skordas yesterday, who pointed out there hasn't been a Democrat elected to a statewide position in 24 years. Well, he says running as a Democrat in a Republican state comes with disadvantages. He ran to give Utahns a choice.
I've had so many people come up to me and say, thank you for giving us a choice. Thank you for giving us someone to consider. Even if they don't vote for me, they're just so grateful that the two-party system is we're at least trying to make it work.
Now, we reached out to Reyes' campaign for comment, but we're told he wasn't available to the media yesterday.
And in the race for Salt Lake County mayor, it looks like incumbent Jenny Wilson will keep her seat. She has almost 55% of the vote this morning. Republican challenger Trent Staggs falling behind at 41%. Staggs says he joined the race for Salt Lake County mayor shortly after the Olympia Hills controversy. He's publicly criticized Mayor Wilson's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, saying she didn't do anything outside of a mask mandate. He promised to increase testing if elected. Both Wilson and Staggs told ABC4 News they'd be campaigning right up to the deadline to vote last night.
I felt like I put everything on the table, making tough decisions during COVID. I know they were the right decisions.
The voters want that change, and they want to be able to have somebody that can lower taxes, restrain spending, and implement a vision.
As you may remember, Wilson was elected to the position just 2 years ago in a special election to replace Representative Ben McAdams. Staggs has been serving as the mayor of Riverton for the last 2 years.
6:28's the time, still ahead on GMU. The presidential race still too close to call this morning. Our local political experts break down the race for the White House and the big contest here in Utah. Plus, many voters had anxiety this election. And why they say leaving the polls was a sense of relief.
And before we head to break, let's take another look at Utah's 4th congressional district race. Democrat Ben McAdams with 50% of the vote, Burgess Owens 46%. This race still too close to call. As we head to the break, here's a look at our race for Utah's governor. Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox, now 64% of the vote. Chris Peterson has conceded 31%. Let's take a live look at our Utah State Capitol. Look at that beautiful shot this morning. Good morning, Utah. We'll be right back with more results after the break.